What is the most inappropriate school prank you have pulled? I came up with the genius idea for a prank as a senior. It was to create a mandatory PP inspection that was going to be run by someone with the name of Mike Roch and had it labeled as a graduation requirement. I cobbled up the document on my school Chromebook, working on and off on it for the next couple of weeks, adding a tweak here, editing a date here, changing the wording there, forgetting it here and there. Eventually I found my time to strike and I was elated that some of my friends found it humorous and encouraged this prank to be done. Now the setup. I've been in the school theater club for about 3 years now. I've familiarized myself with the way it works and the way rehearsals usually work out. I found my opportunity to strike the 8 p.m. rehearsal days. I left for home, bringing a roll of scotch tape and the magnum opus that I created on my school Chromebook. I waited until rehearsals started and conjured my plan while I was tuning my guitars. I would wait until the 5-minute break before I strike on the unsuspecting school. So I did just that. A couple hours passed after the final bell of the day rang and I conveniently had to take a bathroom break. Additionally, it was extremely convenient that the baseball team had just left the bathroom in question, which gave me the impression that I would have something to fall back on if my genius plan did not go according. I stood in front of the door, the restroom, unsuspecting on how I was about to defile it, and so I struck. Adrenaline pumped through my veins as I dug through my book bag, pulling out my folder and pulling out the roll of scotch tape and tainting the stalls with my product. After one short minute, my prank was complete. I walked out of the bathroom pretending to be oblivious to what had just transpired, and I kept it that way. The next day, I woke up to dozens of reposts of the supposed mandatory PP inspections that were supposed to happen at school the following day. It spread quickly among grade levels, the post being shared over and over again on different profiles, being exposed to different eyes each time. It got to a point where the school was alerted and then became a taboo topic to speak about. Any mention from that day about the PP inspection was met with scolding and threats of detention. Seniors and underclassmen were called down to the office by the number, only to be met with interrogating about what had transpired. Here's where I messed up. Not only did I forget about the camera that's in the hallway in front of the bathroom, but the fact it was only the theater club and baseball team in the school, which narrowed the suspects down quite significantly. Did I also mention the day of the inspection was the day of the theater production? Nope, I did not. This amalgamation of not only's created quite the interesting scenario for the following day. I had slept in on the day of the show. My plan to show up during my last period to show up before we began to ready the equipment and leave enough time to touch up any areas that might be work. I woke up to various missed calls by one of my band members, telling me that I messed up and that I was in a lot of crap. One thing came to mind. The PP inspection. My bandmate had told me that I was at risk of getting kicked out of the show or even having the show cancelled altogether and having my graduation revoked if measures were to be taken that drastically. He told me that the principal required me at school that instant and threatened me with various disciplinary measures. I rushed to school, frantically getting out of the house and sprinting down the sidewalk trying to get to school as quickly as possible. When I finally got to the school, I was greeted by the ever so friendly Ring doorbell summoning me to the office that instant. I timidly entered, trying my best to play stupid. I was being scolded for missing most of the school day. My moment of relief was quickly cut short by the piercing yell of my name down the office. My principal looked at me with a fiery scowl, eyeing me down across the room like a lion readying for its next prey. She told me to go on with my day and that we were going to have a pleasant chat after. My body was filled with terror the remaining 3 periods. I trudged through the hallways with ice in my veins, terrified of the impending scolding later. Fast forward to the end of the school day, I was walking down the hallway when I heard my name being called on the intercom. My body froze, my heart skipped a beat, and my mind went numb for an instant. I had felt the cold hand of death on my very body that instant. Knowing